Hi. Hello. I think I forgot to set the game out screen again, as always. Now I fixed it. Actually showing anything. The screen looks very black. Is it showing anything now? Is that less black? Yay. I know how to use streamer tools sometimes. By less black, do you mean it has many colorful colors? And also a list of terrible things that happen? I assume so. Yes. Those are the best colors. The list is very dark despite being blue. Okay, well, I have water, I have tea, I have stream running, and I have a life on a alien colony to live through. So that's what we are doing now. God. And I think I actually talked with everybody already. I do not exactly remember what I was doing again, but I think I had a conversation with everybody last time. And I don't think anybody has anything new to say right now. But how is your pet doing? Okay. No comment on that just yet. Fine by me. Okay. So what it is? Oh, I wanted to go have a trip outside the walls at some point, I remember. But I needed to be tough enough. I am now tough enough. Will this actually grant me a chance to go and look at the world outside at the young age of 11 years old when there are monsters and terrible things happening out there? I may as well try and see where it gets me. Well, so you are, Uncle Antonin replies, his voice heavy as he looks at you with pride. You are growing up, aren't you? I mean, imagine I'm tough for somebody who is 11. He nods and pats you on the shoulder, and you know he's thinking of Tammy. It feels like she died years ago, and it was only a year ago. But I guess the life moves on fast. Listen, he tells you. I can tell you are a tough cookie, and I would love to have you on my surveyor team in the future. But you will have to wait a few more years first. Come see me when you are older, okay? Well, fine. The jack that you drag your feet as you walk back through the gates to safety. Psst. What's that? You look around questioningly. It's you. Probably with the proposition of how to sneak outside the walls. As we all know, you were probably doing that, which I'm concerned about and worried, but hey, you are still alive, so I guess you are doing something right. It's this. He's been hiding behind some bushes. That's so typical. He puts a finger to his lips and motions for you to follow him. Sure, you figure. Why not? What can go wrong? He leads you silently along the walls towards the garrison, then crouches down in the bushes between the sports ball field and the security pavilion to fiddle with something. Suddenly he is gone. What? So mysteriously disappearing. It's pretty here, kind of rainy. The two suns are shining in the sky. And the colors look nice. You check to make sure nobody else noticed, then scuttle over to where you last seen him. Behind some poplar bushes, there is a drainage pipe in the wall big enough to crawl through. A heavy grate keeps animals out, but it's loose. You could slide it aside to get through. You could sneak out. Okay, well, I already have a problem with that, because apparently there is a grate there to keep the animals out, but it's loose, which suggests to me that potential animals can get in, and we already had one event when everybody's life was in danger, so this does not feel encouraging to me. at the end of the day, I prefer being alive rather than having a pipe to escape through. If the adults won't let you visit the Valley of Vertigo or the subaqueous swamps or the other cool places surveyors get to go, well, you could sneak through here to explore just outside the colony walls. If this does it, how dangerous could it be? Just because somebody is lucky doing a dangerous activity, it doesn't mean it's not dangerous. But also, I mean, that's a valid question. I don't know what's behind those walls, and he seems to be fine. And it's not like every single animal living out there is like deadly or something. But I mean, at the same time, it's like if you went to have a walk in like a jungle somewhere by yourself, and there would be some like, I don't know, jaguar or something that never seen a human before and figured he will see how you taste like or something because it's hungry. So it's like pretty much a whole world of animals having their own stuff to do and their own chains of food and everything. And then you are some like weird strange creature. Maybe they will be afraid of you, or maybe they will figure that they want to know how you taste because you are a tiny 11 years old and you don't look very threatening to anything. I shall consider that though. Is it that something... Okay. It is tempting though. I could at least go one time and see what's out there. It's not like I have to sneak out constantly. And I mean, it was like what? 10 years of being stuck on the ship, now a year or so of being stuck inside those walls. I could like give it a try. I should maybe like look on those stuff. Just taking like another look at what we know about animals outside. In case I will like meet something dangerous out there. I'm inclined to at least take a look. I feel like a bad idea though. I will try though. Oh my god, we're actually outside. Events in this area can be done in any order. They won't cause time to pass but will increase your stress. Return home via the expedition's depot flag or the home button at the top left of the screen. Watch for collectible items you can bring back as gifts. Events respawn at the beginning of each year and new collectibles have a chance to appear every season. So it's like a whole brand new space outside. Cool. Oh, I didn't know. Blurring. I didn't mean to press that. Well, this is kind of stressful, but hopefully nobody is gonna die. Ah. On one hand it like looks pretty, on the other hand they are already cutting out like 1000 trees and everything. That's a great start. I suppose it's the whole planet, so there is a lot of trees out there. But we should probably come up with like a better idea of gathering resources and materials and farming than just cutting out hundreds and hundreds and thousands of trees. Because as far as I know, it's not really going that well on our current planet in the real life. So some kind of alternative solution would be good, seeing how we are supposed to start a brand new better than Earth life here. You slip through the drain pipe and out of the colony before anyone saw you. Anyone, that is, except for a dark form watching you from the trees nearby. Could that be... is that this? It turns and disappears into the jungle. Now you are sure of it, that was definitely this. He is not allowed outside the colony either. Well, let's see where he's going. It's making me stressed. You scamper after him through the brush, heedless of branches and brambles scraping at your arms and legs. Without a proper envirosuit, you get all scratched up. I guess that's why it would be probably a good idea to wait for a while until I can actually officially go out on the expeditions, so then they would give me a suit. The skill is fast, you quickly lose sight of this and can't find his trail again, but you do learn something by trying. Hey, well, bye. Don't go too far. I am worried that you do this. What's up? You leave the path and sneak through a strand of mush trees to one of the little sawmills dotting the area. It's a small but busy operation, 3 people feeding mush tree logs into some kind of machine, while a fourth one directs a 4-legged robot with a plasma saw mounted on the front. I would like to remind you, everybody, that last month in this game, I think I devised some great solution, scientific solution, to have those mush tree be less mushy, so they are more useful. So I suppose somehow I made their work easier for them, or like more resourceful yielding. I don't know. And I am watching them from hiding. Pretty crazy, we just like snuck out and now we are outside. I feel like if I was there in real life in this kind of situation, I would be like super stressed. Like, again, my whole life I was confined to something, either to the ship, then to the walls. Now I am suddenly outside, there is no walls. At any time, some animal or some creature or something can come over and be like, hey, what are you doing? I want to watch them? I mean, why not? You stay out of sight and watch how they do it. When one tree crashes down, it almost seems like the others are wincing. It's probably just your imagination though. I mean, they might be all connected. Maybe it's one super organism. The planet knows we are already hurting it. That's maybe why the monsters are attacking us. We aren't planting new ones or leaving any behind. You know the mush trees regrow every year, but can they still regrow when you cut down everything like this? Well, I hope so. Even the smaller trees and bushes are getting ground up for mulch, with a scary big green there that sounds like a roaring beast. The entire process makes you uneasy, but also proud of how industrious your colony is. Well, why aren't we coming up with better ways of doing things? I mean, I guess we are here for like a year or so you can argue that we can excuse initial harm to the environment as long as we will come up with something better later. But yeah, this is like same old. So I'm just like thinking about how they were supposed to, you know, starting a new better life here. Cucumber. Okay, well that's back of the gate. What would they do if I just simply walk through the gate and be like, hey, I was outside, I'm back now? Like, okay, you were not allowed to, but cool. That's an animal. It looks cute, but it might be deadly. Seems to have one leg. Maybe those are its eyes, and those are just like fake eyes to, I don't know, fake you. Your way is blocked by a strange small creature with 1 foot and 4 large eyes, two of which blink sideways on top of its head like frog eyes. Oh, this must be the hop eye. You heard people talk about them, but you've never seen one up close. It suddenly starts flailing around like there is something wrong with it, even though it was fine a second ago. It keeps pausing to look at you, then goes back to flailing. I don't know if I am. I guess I'm kind of thought, but do I want to like challenge? What does that mean? What's the challenge? Am I trying to hurt it? I hope not. What does this mean? Okay, that's a lot. Okay. Okay, I should be able to do it. I will use the memory of my friend's strength to help me through. But like a lot over too. That's nice. I'm like extremely victorious. And I learned some about the animals. You stop trying to get past it and just listen. Oh, you can hear the squeaking noise from nearby. It's probably warning you away from its nest. You carefully avoid the nest while speaking in soothing tones. The agitated little guardian tithers warnings at you, but eventually lets you by. Well, I am glad that this ended up peacefully. I didn't want to have a weird, violent situation with an alien animal. Do I want to stray off the path? I am getting more and more stressed. My god. Okay, well, I'm not very... Dara is muddy from all the recent rain, like real muddy. If you walk further, you're likely to get swallowed by a gruesome puddle of purple mud. I don't think I'm gonna risk it, seeing how my perception is like 3. I will come back to it later, maybe. I don't want to drown and die a gruesome death. Oh, you are not allowed to go past it too, without doing that one. Okay. Well, let's see what the lands of the path have to offer. Some farmland has spilled outside the walls. The fields don't look like they are doing very well. Nobody's around right now, in fact it looks a bit abandoned. There are some meager looking crops ready to harvest, but animals are starting to get at them. I'm gonna... Okay, we already cut out a bunch of plants and everything. I'm not gonna take those crops if clearly the colony doesn't need them and care for them, but they can be of benefit to the animals, then I'm just gonna leave them be. I can try to plant something. You are just a kid playing at being a farmer. You mess around for a few hours planting some things that look like seeds, but it's unlikely any of them will actually grow here. Well, at least I tried. I like how this event is telling me I'm just a kid playing at being a farmer, when just a couple months ago I successfully devised a whole new technology to make the wood from tree be like to have the trees give more yield in wood. So okay, this is getting very stressful. I'm gonna go home now. I have enough of running around in this strange new world outside. I mean, it looks like we already, at least on the outskirts of the colony, it seems we already did a bunch of, I mean, I don't wanna be caught. It seems like we already did a bunch of, terraforming, I suppose. At least we made path and everything. So it's not like terribly dangerous, at least right outside. Very stressful though. Now I will have to rest next month. Yeah, let's go home. Nice. I was like, the way this is worded, it makes it sound like I was gone the whole month. I just left in the morning one day and then I was gone for the next 30 days. Or however long a month is in this planet. It was like... Nobody worried. My parents like just busy with their plans, didn't even look for me. Because all kids are taking care of themselves. Okay, well I'm back. And now I am so stressed that I just need to spend a month resting. I don't think anybody... Well, thanks for showing me the way out. You don't see this at first, but you do hear rustling followed by a screech of metal on metal. After a few minutes of looking, you spot this placing large rocks in front of a piece of corrugated metal leaning against the wall. He stops and looks at you. You didn't see anything, he says, going back to covering up his tracks. Excuse me, we just explored the outside world together. I seen everything. I seen what you do out there. And now I am complicit. So I can't even say anything. Are they gonna be mad at me too? Do I have anything that Carl would appreciate? Maybe I could give him a gift. Carl is kicking a ball against the garden face post, cheering when it bounces back towards him. Ever since we landed here, I don't play a lot of sports ball, he says, picking up the ball and tucking it under his arm. Anemone and I used to play a lot, but honestly, I think I like working in the garden more. Yeah, you definitely seem like you are in your element when you are just spending your days here. He smiles up at the sky. I just don't like doing stuff that feels like it makes difference, you know? I just like doing stuff that feels like it makes difference, you know? I don't wanna just play all the time like Anemone. I mean, again, I think I said it before, but doing sports definitely makes a difference for your body, for your health, for any people watching that might enjoy seeing sports, right? I could give you a mashwood log. I don't know why you would specifically want it, but I can give you one. Neat, Cal exclaims, taking your gift and peering at it inquisitively. I don't know what I will do with it, but I love it. Thank you. Well, I wish he's happy about that. And now he has something to say to me. You spot Cal heading towards the barns at the far end of the farms. Hi, Atrice, he waves. Hey, what's up? Just heading over to the barn, Cal says. I finished before everyone else today, so I told everyone I'm gonna clean it. No one wants to get roped into helping, so it will just be me and Socks. You should come with. Well, it doesn't seem like the thing grow at all. It looks quite the same. I am still concerned that we are keeping this animal without knowing anything about it. And also, this is like gigantic light bulb. I'd never seen a light bulb this big. Cal whistles as you enter the barn and the chest where Socks sleeps starts to rattle. He laughs and pops the lid, hefting Socks up into his arms. Hey Gear, he goes. Time to get some forbidden daytime zoomies out. You and Cal play with Socks for a little while, chasing her around the barn. She chitters and stomps her stubby little legs, very enjoying the attention. Well, I guess it seems friendly enough. I have a little while before I have to go back to work, Kel says. What should we do? Can we? I feel like I should potentially just take a break, seeing how I am very much stressed. But I'm hoping teaching a alien animal a new trick won't make me have a mental breakdown. Oh yeah, Cal agrees. I've been working on getting her to follow directions lately. That's a great idea. You spent about a half hour teaching Socks how to shake a paw. There are a lot of paws to choose from, and she seems to delight in giving you a different one each time. Well, that's cute. You can't help but think that working with her like this may come in handy in the future. Yeah, I was kind of thinking the same thing. I guess if nothing bad happens, and nothing bad comes out of it, we are getting very much ahead on figuring out how the psychology of the things living on this planet works. So we will have that going on for ourselves. If Cal is starting when he is this young, how old is he? I think he was older than me or something. Yeah, if Cal is starting at the age of 13 to learn how all those animals are working, then maybe, by the time he is an adult and a proper animal scientist or something, that will help him out. Cool. And now we need to go rest. Relax. Time to relax after my very strenuous time in the outside world. And I will also drink some tea. You split your time between watching holovids, listening to music, and studying for class. How is studying for class relaxing? Is this Is this what my character considers to be relaxing? I guess if you are just studying on your own time and it's a subject you really love, then I can see that, I guess. Occasionally someone asks you to run an errand for them. You go on long walks. Overall, you spend them on relaxing and doing whatever you want, whenever you want. You really needed this. You did need this. I don't feel like I want to forget anything. Not like the good cards either. So, I'm done. Yes. And some craziness happens again. There is a commotion in the square. An expedition's vehicle has driven through the gates and is idling in the middle of the square, an unusual sight. People come down from command to investigate. I worry whenever some weird new thing happens. And you are a new person, hello. Nice hair, that's a lot of hair. Utopia, my god. That's intense name. I always wonder how people with such a long hair manage to like keep them unkept and neat and everything, especially in this environment. You would think there would be a lot of dangers of this hair getting in your way, like if it's gonna be tangled in some bushes or branches outside, or like if some animal is gonna bite on it. But it looks pretty. Utopia gets out of the vehicle and trudges over to Eudicod. After a brief conversation, you see Eudicod gesture for people to unload the vehicle and clear the area. You stay out of the way to see what they are unloading. Did you brought? It's a body. God damn it. Is that whole family destined to die? And my very first thought I'm having is that just last month, I guess, I could have spoken with him outside the wall. And I didn't because I was like, oh, I don't want to be caught outside when I should not be outside. This is like this case of like regretting the last words you said to somebody, like, what a timing. I literally was just like, hey, I am tough enough to go on expedition, and he was like, I see that, but you are too young, so come back later. And I was like, no, I'm just gonna sneak out behind your back because I guess I don't respect what you just said to me. So I left behind his back, and then I seen him there and I was like, oh, I should avoid him or he will be mad at me. Pretty much ruining the last chance to have a conversation, and now he's dead. Wow. Well, what a way to play with my emotions. Well, I guess the world outside is dangerous. It almost feel like from like a very irrational, childish perspective. It feels like this is like specifically directed at me. Like, hey, you see what happens when you are outside and don't follow the rules? I mean, I don't know what happened to him, but that's how it feels. Don't be too peaceful too long. Is there like one person left in this family? Probably. Someone quickly covers him with a sheet, but not before the image of his torn open body is seared into your memory. However he died, it was violent and bloody. You feel your stomach cramp with nausea. And I just literally snuck out the other day. What happened? This asks, coming over to crouch around the corner with you. You share that Uncle Tony is dead, and he stares at the sheet-covered body intensely, as if he could see through it. Did they say how? I mean, based on the way the body looked like, I assume he was torn apart by some animal or something. Now I so badly wish I actually spoke with him. I wonder what would he have to say. But I was like, no. I mean, they probably won't tell us because, again, we are like kids. And they probably don't want to tell us gruesome details of somebody's dead. Which is kind of maybe reasonable, maybe not. I don't know. I feel like the rules like are ever so slightly different when you are in this kind of environment, and they already expect um, what's the word? A lot of me just handling myself by myself. But I don't want to steer some ideas of trying to like sneak over to see the body or like putting ourselves in more danger. So let's just take this calmly. This froze. No, they won't. They will just tell us something happened. The same way a bunch of animals just happened to attack the colony. Well, you sound like you suspect that there was something more behind that, which is understandable because, yeah, it's kind of weird. They just kind of broke in. I think I was also wondering if there was more behind that too. They don't want us to know about the monsters and other war stuff. They want us to think everything is fine, but it's not. This planet isn't as nice as they say it is. But they don't. Okay, I don't know if I am doing too much reading between the lines or something, but I keep feeling like for a lot of time there wasn't like much lying about how dangerous the planet is. Like I feel like at various points we discussed that this is a new environment, that there is danger outside, we have walls to protect us, there are dangerous animals out there, we are not allowed to leave, we can be killed outside, there are kinds of dangerous environments outside. Like, everybody keeps saying that, oh, it's such a shocking information that the planet is more dangerous than we expected. But again, I keep feeling like we did expect the planet to be dangerous. He shakes his head. They hate that they can't control us. I feel like you are just going through a lot. And not everything you are saying is completely rooted into reality. I feel like you feel trapped in here and you are not doing very well, being constantly surrounded by walls. So you're kind of biased by those negative feelings you're having. And I wish somebody helps you out with that. You and this watch the adults carry Uncle Tony's body away. From the way he's practically vibrating, you can tell this wants to ask more questions about what happened. I mean, I want to know too. I feel like this is the case of personal safety. I want to know what's happening out there and what dangers exactly are there. Especially if I ever plan to sneak out again. If I do, I don't know. But in a way right now, at least when those wounds are pretty fresh right now, it would almost feel like disrespecting the dead. After a few awkward minutes, he sneaks away without saying anything, probably to try to go take a look at the body. At least Tammy isn't around to see this, you think? At least they are together now, wherever people go when they die. This whole family is just dying one by one. Ugh. You watch Utopia bend over to get a hug from Eudicott, wiping her eyes as she finally cries. Eudicott has never been the most comforting presence in your life, but it seems to help. Utopia will probably be the next chief surveyor. At 24, she will be the youngest council member. She was only a toddler when the stratosphere left Earth. Apparently, her sharp eye and hoverbike flying skills are the best in expeditions. Oh well, I guess I should go. Oh my god, it's dark again. It's that very gloomy dark month. How on point. Okay. And another person is dead. Where is the... oh, here we go. A young surveyor who loves speeding across the planet on her glider. The new chief surveyor after Uncle Tonin. Well, that's not really much information. The fact that my mom is standing here makes me feel she wants to have a conversation about this. Your mom gives you a stern look. Be careful, she warns you. Now that we know for a fact it isn't safe out there during glow, I won't have you venturing close to walls. Stay where I can see you, close to the ship. Well, I can't tell you, I didn't learn anything. You're gonna look around. Anemone flashes her headlamp at you as you approach. Did you ever learn Morse code? She says, giggling. Tom says if I spell out a bad word, my headlamp is gonna break clean off. Well, that's lie. Spell whatever you want. Spell the baddest words you want. Yeah, I'm not gonna go outside when it's this dark, as that sounds stupid. Can I talk with the lady though? Is she around? Hi. We are way too scared to go outside during glow season, and besides, the gates are closed. I mean, I wasn't planning to anyway. And she doesn't want to have a chat with me. Okay, well, I'm pretty close to getting like 40 in biology, which I don't think gets me to the next perk, but I think it gets me to like the next level of being able to tell Cal a fun fact about animals or something like that. So I think I'm gonna continue on that path. I will become more organized too. The geoponics domes are a comforting beacon of light during glow. Everything is a beacon of light during glow. Everything is glowing. Well, everything else is throwing off an unsettling alien light. Okay, fine, I guess. The domes are stable, dependable, human. You like spending time in them, tending to the seedlings that will be transplanted into the fields in Poland. Okay, well. I wonder if can I like set them up some different way. It's actually worse, I think. Just... Okay, well, I guess it's fine. Yay. It's been a quiet glow, but the grim, surreal darkness of the season reminds you of the last year violence. I appreciate we weren't attacked by anything just yet. I guess we already had our sacrifice outside the walls, so... As the month wears on, you overhear arguments at dinner. Adults worrying that an attack is still coming, and others who think the first one was a fluke. Surveyors mention seeing new tracks in the forest, but are hushed so people don't panic. Can we not, like, if we are constantly so worried about being attacked and everything, can we not build some kind of better defenses? We have some resources, right? Maybe some like turrets or like power fences or something like that. And also, it makes me feel like I should go to some adult and mention this path for sneaking out that this created, because if he can go out by just moving that piece of metal, then I feel like something can also get in, which genuinely worries me, as I would prefer more people to not die. The gates are closed. You drill emergency procedures, fleeing soundlessly from the classroom to the creche to hide under tables, waiting for the sirens to call the all clear. You drill and prepare and worry, but nothing happens. That sounds even more worrying, and probably like quite draining on the mental health when you constantly are anxious and worried and preparing for danger, and then the danger never really comes. And now we're probably gonna be kind of stuck in this state of anxiety for the rest of the year, somewhere like at the backs of our mind. Oh, here we go. Then, just as glow is starting to wane, the toxic purple spill of the wormhole fading, as the sun almost rises past the horizon again, the sirens start. You are reading a horror novel in bed when you hear them, followed by the stomp of boots down the hallway outside the quarters. An alert flashes on your holopalm. Well, I guess we won't have to live in the anxiety for a whole year. Instead, we can just deal with the danger right now. Sheltered in the creche, this is not a drill. You get another message from your dad. Me and Mom are going to stay in the greenhouses. We are safe. Just follow Auntie Anne to the creche and wait for us, okay? Don't worry, we are way more prepared than we were last year. Love you, stay safe. I hope we are. I hope you actually did take the time to ensure we are better prepared than the last year. And I expect nobody else to die. One person just died a moment ago. I don't need more deaths. You could go to the creche where you belong, or you could follow the security guards and see what's happening at the gates. But I'm not brave enough, so... You head for the children's creche. Even with just the emergency lights on, your feet could never forget the way. When you get there, you spot Tangent and Diz huddled together at the beanbag chairs. This is stone-faced, as usual, and he's holding Tangent in his arms. You can't remember the last time you've seen them this close. Tang must be really scared. Well, I'm glad they are providing each other some amount of comfort. That's nice. You take a seat and a beanbag chair and wait. Other children filter into the room after you. Anemone, a little brother Snoogat, you don't see him. The Cal must be sheltering with your parents in the greenhouse. You hope they are okay. I hope so. It's so dumb they won't let us outside, the scrambles. We live here too, we deserve to know what's going on. They're treating us like little kids, I'm not even scared. Well, you are a little kid, so I feel like that's appropriate. And what's happening is that we are probably being attacked and we should be hiding and not getting in the way. So, I mean, this seems like reasonable protocol, but I also understand that you are upset about that. You search his face for signs he is lying to sound cool, but his bad mood is sincere. I mean, I guess he went outside the gates many times, so... Tangent smacks his arm. Don't be ridiculous, she snaps. There are dangerous animals out there. This just shrugs, nothing scares him. You don't hear much from outside. After a while, the sirens sound all clear, and you are fired back to your quarters. Your mom and dad join you right away and give you a big hug and thank you for following their instructions. Well, you're welcome. When things have calmed down, you overhear your parents talking. I'm not going to be the first to congratulate Red, but all of his defensive improvements were exactly what we needed, your mom grumbles. He's going to be insufferable at the next council meeting. Well, I'm glad things went well again and nobody got hurt, it seems like. At least not yet. At least, maybe they are not telling me yet. Seems like we are having those attacks every year. And I feel like eventually something bad is gonna happen. They will just be like, hey, look, every time we deal with this, and eventually I will be just like, yeah, another attack, part of life, nothing to worry about, and then my parents will die or something. Your dad pats her hand. Credit when credit's due, blue Belle. She has complicated name. He says, and she smiles despite herself. It could have been worse. Your mom nods, and they both sit in silence before your dad speaks again. Poor Hal, he sighs. What a way to go. Did he die too? Your parents startle. Hey, Pumpkinhead, your dad says. Yeah, they're going to announce it in a few hours after everyone had a chance to calm down. He didn't make it. Well, just tell everybody right now. I don't know. I feel like I would rather deal with all the bad news at once. We just be like, oh yeah, let's everybody have time to calm down, so then we can tell them that somebody died, so they can be upset over again. I don't know. Weird strategy. What happened? What do you mean don't worry about that? Just tell me what happened. What adult stuff? Your mom replies, shooting your dad a look to keep him from talking. It's adult stuff, okay? This is my home. I live here in those walls, and there is nothing else, nowhere else for me to go. And I am 11, and I need all those adults to like be alive and take care of me. And I need to know what's happening. Like, you can't. This isn't exactly the time to not be giving at least some details, you know? Like, I don't know, I feel like it's kind of. If somebody was living in a region when there is a war, I mean, there is a lot of wars out there, and then, I don't know, somebody stepped on a mine and exploded and died, and then your kid asks you what happened to this person, and you tell him, don't worry about that, it's adult stuff, okay? Like, okay, that's not helpful. Maybe at least say something like, oh, he was having a walk and he stepped on something dangerous that harmed him. Like, you can scale it down to a proper wording for the age of the person you are talking to. But at least tell them something so they can, like, process the situation properly with as many information as they can. And they can also have some kind of awareness of, like, hey, this might be dangerous to do. I should be, like, careful to also not step on something dangerous. Although I guess at the same time I can see how that can make somebody paranoid and then never want to leave or go for any walks. But then again, on the other hand, being in a situation when there is war happening is traumatic on its own. So maybe it is better to have those informations to be careful. I don't know. I just feel like you should be ever so slightly more forthcoming about what happened. You guys won't be able to go into engineering wing for a little bit, but not until it's decontaminated. See, now you make it sound very bad. Like, you make it sound like it was radiated or something exploded there, or like some monster snuck in and like poisoned the whole building. And that sounds like, and that's now, based on those informations you are giving me, I feel like as an 11-year-old kid, I can be now making up all kinds of imaginary sceneries in my head and worrying and thinking about it and trying to figure out what happened or what didn't happen, or like, am I in danger of it happening to me, or maybe not, or maybe yes. Kids deserve to be told more information, not just like, oh, it's adult stuff. You curl up quietly to think. Professor Hall can't just die. He can't just be gone. He is your teacher. And the engineering wing is where you take classes. You can't imagine something bad happening in such a safe place. You fall asleep thinking for sure there's been some mistake. Well, I'm sure there wasn't, but again, I feel like at least some of this overthinking and worrying could be alleviated if my parents had a proper conversation with me about what exactly happened. So, annoying. Also, this reminds me about how my math teacher died too, when I was like 15 or something. And that was honestly the first time in my life when somebody told me that somebody I knew personally died. So, that was like a weird, difficult time in life. I grew up a bit more. I learned a lot of biology in my life in this year. More than I thought. But that's nice. Now I'm a bit older. They look the same. I'm 12 now. Oh my god. Hi. Cal is sitting on the garden fence, his feet tucked into the slats, tapping away at his holoscreen. School's way more interesting when you can actually see how it matters, he says. I agree. Like, if you are actually learning stuff and then those things make some real life sense, that's way better and way easier for learning. I feel like that's part of the reason why I always was so bad at math. Because so much of math, it would be like, here is an equation, solve the equation. I would ask the teacher, what do I get out of solving this equation? And she will tell me I get the result of the equation. I will be like, okay, but what does it do in real life? And then she would be like, don't ask stupid questions. How is that a stupid question? Why is my work going towards? What am I learning? Like, it's not that I am opposed to learning and memorizing things just for the sake of like learning them. Like I don't know, when I was learning how to play on the piano, right? I had to learn to read the notes and what they meant. So definitely at some point I was like looking at those music sheets and trying to figure out the notes and like memorizing what they mean and repeatedly playing the same notes to hear how they sound. And the result of that was that I knew the notes, right? Kind of the same. But then I knew that when I learn those notes, I can read those music sheets. If I can read those music sheets, I can try to play those songs that they are made out of. Like, I knew there is some actual goal later on. But with learning math, it was just like, learn those equations for the sake of learning those equations. And then what? What did I just do? I just wrote a bunch of symbols on the piece of paper and they are meaningless. So that was very demotivating. Your mom says I can do more important stuff on the farm if I learn about crop rotation and stuff. He froze at this hollow screen. There is more math than I thought there would be. And that's fine, you know? Like, if there is math in something like that, I feel like I could probably give my best chance, my best try, and my best effort to actually learn it. Because, hey, what is me learning this math leading to? Understanding crop rotation and stuff, apparently. Which is very realistic, tangible thing. And that's also part of the reason why I was better from physics than I was from math. And then people will tell me, how come you are bad at math when you are good at physics? There is math in the physics class too. Yeah, but all the math in the physics class led to some tangible results, to something relating to real life. So it was different. It didn't feel like pointless math. That were just numbers on the paper and they meant nothing. Rant over. Okay. I wanna hear a fact. You tell him about the time Tang brought a skunk bag for show and tell in biology, and got scared and made the worst, most smelliest, grossest thing you had ever smelled, and everyone thought that Tang had farted. Wow, that's rude. Then Professor Hall, who just died, this is the worst timing of this is the worst timing of this fun fact. Hey, do you want to hear about this fun situation with our professor who we just learned died? Some gruesome death? Amazing. Then Professor Hall had to clear out the whole room and it took weeks to get the smell out of the beanbags, and it was so gross. But also kind of neat how such a tiny bag could make a whole room of kids run away. And now, sharing of this fun fact feels bittersweet. Cal laughs. I remember at least, except that way I heard it, it wasn't Tang, it was you. Wow. Well, it was not me, because I definitely don't remember anything like that happening to me. I would know, because I am me. Your dad takes a big breath of air. This is real living, he says grandly. Sometimes I wake up thinking we are still hurtling through space on the Strato, and I am just so chuffed when I remember we are here on a real planet. He slaps you on the back. Never take this for granted, kiddo. I mean, that's fair. It must have sucked to be just like stuck on the spaceship when you had experience of, you know, not being on a spaceship. I knew no other life. I was just born there. Are you eating enough? Your mom says, looking at you critically. Drinking enough water? It's hotter here than you're used to. You have to take care of your body if you want it to take care of you. I hope I do my best. I don't know. Please come over here, Mars demands. When you do, she slings her arm across your shoulder and raises her hollow palm to take a picture. Look cool, she instructs you. How do I look cool? How do I do that? I look cool, look at me. I'm like smiling, waving. Nice blue blonde hair. Looks cool to me. I need us to take a selfie with someone every day or I lose my streak. She presses her cheek against yours and purses her lips. The picture turns out okay. Mars slaps a filter on it and posts it to the colony message board. Well, I'm glad you are enjoying yourself. Anybody else has anything to say? Where is everybody? You are here. You spot this hanging out in the open flatbed of one of the expedition vehicles, kicking his legs over the side. They won't let me go on expeditions yet, he grumbles. They say it's too dangerous for little kids. He scowls. I'm not little, and it's not that dangerous, they are just scared. I mean, somebody died going out. And then somebody died being inside. So, I guess, I don't know how dangerous it is to compare. In fact, when you think about it, one person died outside and 2 people died inside. So based on those very limited statistics, you could argue it's more dangerous inside. But I also feel this is an example that shows why statistics are not always the best way to judge situation. You have something to say? Tangen is storming around the quad in front of engineering, checking notes on her hollow palm, gesturing and grunting in frustration. This is the worst. What's the matter? I can't possibly, she says, her voice cracking. She seems too upset to even explain. Professor Hall, she tries again. Hall, he was helping me with this physics chapter and now he is... She throws her hands in the air, virtual hollow palm screens flying everywhere. I can't understand this without him. This is impossible, she chokes out. Why did he have to die? Depressing. I don't know when people have to die. Maybe we should just all live forever. I don't want to just like hug her if she didn't consent to me hugging her. I don't know if she's into physical touch. She sometimes is kind of like, I don't know, she never seems to be interested in interacting with me too much. So I will just try to offer some more basic comfort. Tang nods angrily. He was a good teacher, she says. He didn't deserve to die. I wish I could have done something to save him. Well, I don't think anybody deserves to die, so you both go quiet for a few seconds. Eventually Tang sings. Well, we can't count on the adults to protect us, that's for sure, she says. We will have to do it ourselves. I mean, to be fair, we were attacked twice, and both times no child has died, and one time an adult had died. So, it seems like they are protecting us well enough. It's more so that they weren't really able to protect themselves, which I don't know if that's more worrying or less worrying, or more sad or less sad. Everything's just sad. I wish I could help her, but I'm not good enough at engineering. I'm in fact barely any good at engineering. Well, sorry. Tang nods, going back to her notes. Thank you, she mumbles. Sorry I couldn't help you. I wish I could, but I'm not smart enough. She is just doing her thing. But I am close enough to like becoming more tough enough to get this perk, whatever it is. So I probably try to do that one. If I even can. Okay, that's this one. Okay, wait. I'm gonna look around to see if there is anything else that will make me more tough. I thought we weren't allowed to go to the engineering just yet, but I guess we can now. Is that something to pick up now? Anything? Nope. Oh, there is. Is there anything interesting? That's like weirdly low security rating. Feels like I should be worried about that. Oh wait, can... Oh, that's just the cards. I don't think I want to buy anything right now. Anything here? Showering dirt? Oh, that's perfect one, I guess. Let's just do some dirt showering there. Hey Squirt, your mom calls out to you. Don't you think it's time you started thinking about what you're gonna do when you are older? You look at her in confusion. Isn't she always telling you to stay in school? She chuckles. You got to think about it sometime, kid. How about you come join your folks on the farm, if you think you're up for it? Well, now I want to go join her on the farm. But I wanted to get more tough too. I guess I can just get more tough later. There will be always more dirt to um to move around. That's fair. And I guess I'm glad you still enjoy missing dirt. And I guess I am getting better and better at biology. So that's fair. Your mom claps you on the back. She is just as strong as she looks. Great, she says. Come see me in geoponics when you're ready to start. It will be more fun than the wheeling dirt around, I promise. Ah, I'm getting better and better at things. Working on my future. But honestly, when I was 12, I don't think I had even a slightest idea what I could possibly want to do ever in the future. So, my mom is forcing those decisions on me really early on. I don't think I can make it. I could push through. I can't believe I'm failing at shoveling the dirt. This is locked. Oh, okay. Fixed it. Didn't realize what the other card was doing. Oh, I'm still not through with that thing. And the thing about my dreams comes back. That didn't come back for a while. This whole wormhole business and whatever happened to me in the wormhole. That was kind of on the low for like a considerable amount of time. You've been having weird dreams as usual. They seem to get worse around glow. You wake from a dream that has tears. You wake from a dream that has tears drying on your face, that you can't remember why, just that you were terrified. Whatever it was, it felt real enough that for a moment you just lie in bed with your eyes closed and try to calm your breath. You blurry rub your eyes and... Surprise! It's your birthday! Your dad leaps onto your bed and gives you a big cuddle. Ah, they always remember my birthday. Happy birthday, little tomato head. 12 years old. Wow, can you believe it? No, your mom answers for you, laughing as she hands you your present. It was just yesterday Aunt Tessent was showing me how to change your diaper. Wow, thanks, embarrassing. Because it's your birthday, your parents have brought in food from the canteen so you can all eat together on your bed. As you stuff your face with savory tofu chunks, you open your presents. Which one is your favorite? Hmm. What even is that? That's... What does it even do? That's like a completely different set of cards than all the other colors. Like, both of those seem like they are functionally useful, but they kind of like exotic flowers. They look pretty and exotic. They are exotic because they came from Earth. Ah, I saved those seeds in cold storage for over 20 years just for this day, your mom says proudly. Those are the first Earth flowers to bloom on Verdumna, white as Strandia. She pinches your cheek. They are special just like you. That's sweet. As your dad clears away the wrapping paper and the dishes from breakfast, your mom folds her hands on the tablet and gives you a serious look. What's happening now? Am I about to have to take on more responsibilities? So, she says, we've been here 2 years now. I know your dad and I have always said you are in charge of your schedule, but we've been keeping an eye on you. I think I was doing great. I was learning, going to class. I was being obedient, not like messing around with anything. I think whatever evaluation you're about to give me should be positive. A loving eye, your dad interjects, stuffing wrapping paper into the recycled pickup bin. A trusting, gentle eye. Good. Professor Hall used to tell us all the time about how hard you are trying in school, your mom continues. That's great, your dad and I are really proud of you. Working might seem fun and grown up when you are a kid, but if you want to do more than manual labor, you will need some book smarts too. I have book smarts in biology. Your dad joins you again. So, it's time to start thinking about how you are going to contribute to the colony when you are older. They are making me make such a serious decisions when I am 12, which seems like putting a lot on me. But admittedly, I do kind of want to be a farmer. In real life, I also enjoy plants and farming and open land and doing all kinds of those things. And clearly, over the last 2 years, I was leaning that direction with my studying of biology and shoveling all this dirt and being friends with Cal the most, I guess, and he's into plants too. So I feel like I generally set myself on that path. And again, I do enjoy plants and the sun and working out in the open and all this stuff. At the look on your face, he laughs. Don't worry, we aren't going to make you get a job right now. We are just asking, what do you want to be when you grow up? I think I feel like going with that thing seems like the most logical thing how I was doing so far. Your mom looks touched but says, we're actually called agriculturalists, Tris. Your dad hums, I prefer cultivator myself. Your mom taps him with the back of her hand and he laughs. Well, technically, we're a combination of agronomist and pastoralist, I suppose. That was a lot of complicated words that I don't know what they mean. I understand they are generally related to growing plants. Well, your mom starts to get up. I'm sure your friends will want to wish you a happy birthday. She stops and snaps her fingers. Oh, you might not have considered a career as a depot clerk, but Al and Bernie mentioned their daughter Mars is working there, and she needs some help. Now that people can freely order luxuries, it's pretty busy there. Happy for her. Sure beats shoveling dirt. I don't mind shoveling dirt. Your dad laughs. If you don't take that job, you tell Martha will be right there. Your mom rolls her eyes and smiles. Another year went by. I'm so old now, 12 already. Okay, well, I also need to actually go to my real life, probably ever so slightly less exciting job that I didn't pick when I was 12, or didn't really, yeah. I don't even remember if I had any concept or idea what I possibly wanted to do when I was 12. What do you do when you are 12? Are you like in primary school still? I think so. At least in Poland. Or are you like finishing primary school, I think? I had no idea what the life would bring for me. And then I'm not even working in a place that's in any way related to anything I went to school for or to the university for. So I don't know. It's nice things to consider, I guess, when you are young. And I know those kinds of people out there who somehow always have seemed like they have it all figured out, you know? That, you know, somebody would be, I don't know, 4 years old, interested in like dinosaurs. And then they would continue being interested in dinosaurs. And they would be like reading books and everything. And then they would go to like museums about dinosaurs. And then they would actually go to school and pick, like in Poland at least, pick like a class when you have expanded biology and geography. And then they would go to like archaeology university. And their whole life and like their hobbies and everything are revolved around what they wanted to do in the future, and then they become archaeologists or something, or like, you know. But yes, that's also a totally valid option. You can also just be the dinosaur. But yeah, I'm just saying, I feel like there are those kinds of people that seem to really have that figured out, but there is also a lot of people who like don't. And I feel like, well, I'm one of those people. Never had this like streamlined path towards becoming something specific. I'm just kind of exist as myself. And even, yeah. So okay, well, with that insightful commentary on the various life aspects, yes, that's it. I will be gone now. Nobody's streaming, nobody to even write though. So I'm all alone. Okay. Thanks. Bye.